Welcome everyone to episode 7 of ChrisCast. Today I am joined by my real life best friend, T-Bone. Is that what you want me to call
That's
you?
me. You can just
Yep.
call me Tanner. I don't care.
Okay, we'll call him Tanner. We're here with Tanner, one of the members of the Peanut Gallery. If you did listen to the podcast last year and watch the first episode, I mentioned the Peanut Gallery. He's Super Sea Doggo 53 from the Peanut Gallery. So
Don't judge me. I made that name in middle school.
exactly. My middle school name was XX Empty Gamer. I don't think that was any better. But we're here. We're a bunch of Minecraft veterans. We've been playing Minecraft since like way back in the day.
Out the womb, basically.
Basically, yeah. I've been playing for over 10 years. You've probably about the same. So,
Yeah.
obviously, with this episode being focused on Minecraft Live and just the new Minecraft episode or Minecraft update as a whole, we'll have a bit more to say than your traditional newcomer to the series. So I guess look forward to that. But they didn't really give us a lot to work with this episode when it comes to features that they showed off.
Yeah, for sure. It
Because
was yeah, it's definitely not like how do I put it? Not like my favorite Minecraft Live, I guess.
yeah, I will say it was better than last year. They showed off
Oh,
less
for
this
sure.
year. But last year it was a lot of filler. They showed off like hanging signs, bamboo wood, new skins, and like camels, I think was all they really showed.
And the new bookshelves.
And the new bookshelves. I always forget about the new bookshelves. Like, who really uses them outside of Redstone?
For sure, yeah.
But like, I think overall, even though they showed us less this year, I think like the quality of the features that they showed, it didn't feel like filler. It felt like they were kind of going for a theme with this update. Um,
Yeah. It did feel more like a theme this year rather than just like, hey, here's a bunch of random shit we're throwing at you because we couldn't come up with anything this year.
exactly. That's kind of like completely side note from 1.21, but like I feel like the last couple updates have just been filler and just like getting the features that they promised in the Caves and Cliffs update, getting those features finally out. But
Yeah, what was that, like 4 years ago?
it
3 years ago?
was it was 3 years ago. Yeah, that was when Caves and Cliffs was announced, and then we didn't
Good
get
God.
the ancient cities in the Deep Dark till 2021, and then we got archaeology 2020. Wait, no, the Deep Dark was 2022. 2023 was archaeology. We still don't have the bundle, by the way. The one
Exactly.
Why is it taking so long to get one
The
item?
one redeeming factor.
Not even redeeming factor. It's like at this point, I'm just like memeing, saying that the bundle is going to be what makes Caves and Cliffs Part 5.
True. The
Because
fact that it had to be broken up into parts is already like stupid enough.
I get it, from like a designer standpoint. Like it was a more ambitious update than they
Yeah.
thought. So splitting it into two, I guess, kind of made sense. I would have much rather Caves and Cliffs like been one update with like all the blocks and the biomes that they had ready in just one update, and that was 1.17. But then like the fact that they
Yeah.
pushed back the Deep Dark, and then on top of that, they're like, oh yeah, archaeology, we don't know when that's coming. And then that eventually came this year as like I think a weaker system than like what they showed off in 2020. That was
Yeah.
kind of stinky. But
Underwhelming, if you will.
yeah, underwhelming. But that's not even the topic of this episode. As you can see, we have a lot of like opinions when it comes to more recent Minecraft updates. But I think this one could be maybe a step in the right direction, if you would.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, that's accurate.
So what they said the theme for this update is going to be, it's like combat adventures and tinkering. So I'm like, when I think of that, um, I'm thinking like, maybe more combat related things. We'll get into like what they showed off in a bit, and then maybe even some like redstone updates. So that could be kind of cool. Like kind
Yeah,
of
that would
like
be
the
really cool.
redstone and combat update, kind of like a part two for both of those
Yeah.
updates. But
As like a mild redstoner myself, I can't say I'm not excited. So
yeah,
I'm not excited for the crafter. But
yeah, we'll get
yeah,
into that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
um, in terms of what they showed off, the first thing, basically the big thing that they showed off, is gonna be was, I think it was called the trial chamber. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, the trial chambers.
Yeah. And what it looks like they, from what they said, it was kind of like a tower type thing that it's different every time you go into it. There's a bunch of different rooms that they haven't even shown off yet. And it's kind of like, in a way, the dungeons refined in Minecraft. You know, those amazing little cube structures, they got a revamp, or basically
Oh
a new
yeah,
structure that is better and just like more suited for combaters, where like you have like
right
trials or
on.
whatever. So
Yeah. Do you think they
I
could come to replace the dungeons?
no, I don't think they're replacing the dungeons, because they said that the dungeons and these are two different things. I think they could refine the
Right.
dungeon. I think that would be interesting. We can kind of get into predictions for like the update later on, or like our wish list or whatever. But like I think this is going to be its own thing, because they said this was a new structure. It wasn't replacing a structure. So um basically what we saw was there's like new tough blocks. It looks different than a normal structure would in the world. So like what they said was it makes you feel like that you're somewhere new, somewhere you haven't been before, which I mean, I get it. It kind of looks different, but it's Minecraft. How different can it really get from its traditional art style?
Yeah, for sure. It's like it's still the same game. It's just new blocks, I think, is what makes it feel different.
Yeah, because there was like the new tough blocks. So finally tough has a use. It was an ugly looking block, so it's nice to see that it has some decent looking blocks now.
Amen.
And then there's like some new like copper stuff, which I'll get into a theory I have about copper in a bit. But
Yeah, I don't have any theories to share
oh,
on this episode,
I
so I
think
apologize.
so. I have a theory that I think you will like, but
Okay.
basically, they showed off like copper lamps or whatever. Like
Hmm.
as they oxidize, they get more dimmer, and if you like scrape them off with an axe, you can like deoxidize them. I thought that was kind of cool. And then like little what are they called? Like little thingies, like seeable floor with copper. I don't remember what they called it.
Oh, I don't think they gave those a name. I think they were just like there.
Yeah, it was
Like the mesh looking block, right?
yeah, like that. Yeah, I think they had a name for it. I don't remember the name, but
I think for the sake of this episode, we should just call it copper mesh.
yeah, yeah. We'll call it the copper mesh. But that block, it looks kind of cool. There's a lot more copper like related blocks as well. I think there was like a copper door, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I did notice that.
And like I don't even think they mentioned that there was a copper door. They literally just Agnes went through a copper door, like an oxidized copper door, and I was like, huh, copper door. That's kind of cool. So it looks like copper's getting more of a use in this update. I'm just gonna throw my theory out here now. I know we said we're gonna do like if we have predictions, do that like later. But what if this is like kind of leading towards your mob that you wanted back in 2021, the
Oh my
copper golem?
goodness, the copper golem.
What if this is the update that they bring the copper golem?
That would be that'd be really cool. I
Because
mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that I wanted the copper golem. I'm just gonna say that like out of all the options we were presented, the copper golem was the one I wanted the most.
yeah, I will say I still think the LA was the best option. It was just the most useful. I mean, I don't use it much, but I think it was overall the most useful. But I can see the copper golem being like really like useful as well with like redstone randomizers and stuff. So I think like with this update being about like tinkering and like combat, I think on the tinkering side of things, I think that the copper golem could be very useful. So that's why I kind of think that the copper golem could come into this update, along with like the fact that they're adding a bunch of new copper blocks in this update as well. So that's just a theory I have. I'm just gonna throw it out there. That's not the only like
Yeah,
prediction I have though. But I think it would be kind of cool to see the copper golem return. But
yeah, and not to mention it's more of like a tinkery update, and I think the copper golem fits that theme perfectly. Honestly,
exactly. So I think the copper golem should be a pretty like set prediction of like something that we could expect to see in the update. Not 100%. I think it could happen though. But while
yeah,
on
I'll
the
stand by that.
yeah, but while on the topic of mob votes, let's talk about the next feature that was announced, being the armadillo. What are our thoughts on the armadillo winning the mob vote?
Quite frankly, I'm a fan because we all know the tragedy of losing your Minecraft dog, right?
Yeah, but like, here's kind of how I see it. So in Minecraft, like maybe when like you're starting out for the first time or something, you bring your dog everywhere or whatnot. But then like after a while, your dog just sits there in your Minecraft house. It just sits there, like does nothing but sit there. Like I don't really hear many people bringing their dogs on their journeys unless like they're starting out or whatever. So and like most of the time your dog's just kind of sitting there. So like don't get me wrong, I really like that we're going to be getting wolf armor to the game. I think that's going to be really interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if it's just going to be like just like armadillo shells like is the armor and they call it a day and like you can't dye it, can't enchant it, whatever. Or if it's going to be fully customizable like horse armor where you have different types of horse armor and then like you can dye like the leather type or whatever. But
Right.
I just don't think
Well,
that the armadillo was like the best option overall. Like it was a good option. It was better than the penguin. I'm happy that the penguin didn't win because like that one, outside of like fast traveling in the Nether, it isn't really going to be useful. It was just kind of like the cute mob.
yeah, every year there's a cute mob.
Yep, and usually the cute mob is the one that ends up winning. We can
Yeah, so
we
that's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean they're all like cute mobs this year. That's kind of like the theme they're going for. Cute and kind of useful. But I will say I did start out on Team Armadillo. I thought, just the initial watching the trailer for the armadillo and hearing about the wolf armor, I was like, that's kind of cool. I'm probably gonna vote for this mob. But after like thinking about it for the week up to Minecraft Live, I was more leaning towards the crab because just the extended block reach, like being able to like place blocks from further away, I think what could be really helpful. So that's kind of like why I was thinking, and like I was just going off of what they told us. I wasn't speculating like, oh yeah, I can make it so that you can also break blocks or like attack things from further away. I just think as someone who likes building in Minecraft, um, that the increased build distance would be kind of useful, which is why I voted the crab. And honestly, I'm surprised that it didn't win.
I'm not because like with the crab claw, why don't you just move closer to like what
Yeah,
you're
but
building?
like if you're building like a bigger project, it would be nice to have that extra reach because
I
like
suppose.
I feel like a lot of people that build in Minecraft, they're building big projects. So like just having that extra reach would be nice, especially in like survival or something when you're like higher up and you don't want to drop down just to go be able to place like 2 blocks further down than where you can reach. Because like I've had that happen
I
so many
agree.
times. So that's why I was
It
like,
could
yeah,
have like. Sorry, go ahead.
you can go.
Okay. I mean I can foresee it having like situational uses like that,
Yeah.
but more people in Minecraft have dogs that they do care about rather than or sorry, I forgot where I was going. Lost my train of thought. But more people have dogs in Minecraft than building skills. So I
Yeah,
think
but
that's a pretty fair statement.
I mean, if we look at the name of Minecraft, though, it's literally mine and craft. Craft kind of leans into building. Like, building
I
is like a
suppose.
huge part of Minecraft. Like, just the freedom of being able to build whatever you want to a certain extent, because obviously there's certain limitations with the blockiness of the game. But just being able to
Like
build basically
circles.
whatever you want, exactly. But just being able to build whatever you want, I think being able to like make that part of the game even better would be nice, but the armadillo wasn't a horrible option. It wasn't bad. It's definitely a better option than the sniffer last year.
For sure. Last
I,
year's options were so weak.
they were. We both voted the sniffer last year, didn't we?
I think so. I think that was the first year we were both on the same page.
Yeah, that was the first year and the only year
And
still.
with the way yeah, with the way things are going, I think that's gonna be the only year.
Yeah. Do we want to kind of just go over real quick like our options from the last couple years? What was your first year with Minecraft Live?
Oh gosh.
Was it
I
the
think it
Badlands
yeah,
or was
I
it the year
remember I wanted the
before?
vulture so bad.
Okay, so for me, I've been watching Minecraft Live since the beginning. So I was there for the first mob vote back in 2017 with the four options. I voted for the Hovering Inferno. I thought that that would be a cool new mini boss in the Nether, but we ended up getting the Phantom,
Yeah, I didn't
obviously
vote
the
that
worst.
one.
Huh?
I didn't vote in that one,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that was before we even knew each other. I think that was like fourth grade, dude. That's crazy.
No way.
I think it was fourth grade. It was either fourth or fifth grade. So that
I was
year,
probably in my Fortnite era.
yep, probably. I wasn't ever really into Fortnite. I was always a
Anyways,
Minecraft kid.
proceed.
Anyways, so I voted for the Hovering Inferno. It got third, and then I ended up voting for the Great Hunger, which ended up getting second. Because in that last vote, I didn't want. I was like the Monster of the Night Sky, kind of an interesting concept, but not interesting enough. So I voted for the Great Hunger, which ended up kind of being the grindstone in a way, where you can like disenchant stuff. But then
Oh
in the
yeah,
But then we ended up getting the Phantom, which is the worst mob ever. Thank you, Minecraft people who voted on Twitter back then. You guys gave us the worst option ever. And then 2018, I voted for the Savannah because it had like a new tree with the baobab, and then it also had the ostriches and termites, which would have been kind of interesting. But then, of course, the one that ended up winning was the one with the cute mob, and with the with no new tree and just campfires and a new berry bush. I mean, campfires are useful, but the other two options, I don't see it.
yeah.
E-
Foxes are useless, and berry bushes are extremely useless.
yeah, pretty bad food source unless you're really like starving in Minecraft. But then even then, I would just kill a cow or something. I'm sure there's a cow around you if you're in the forest. Anyways, moving
Yeah,
forward to the 2019 biome vote. That's the one that we both voted in. You wanted the Badlands, as you said. I wanted the
correct.
mountains. And then the swamp was the outcast that neither of us wanted. Like, don't
Yep.
get me wrong. The chest bows were cool, but that was the only thing,
And we
like,
still got them anyways.
exactly. We still got them anyways in 1.19. But the chest boats were cool. That was the only thing I would have voted it for. But I wanted the new mountain generation. He wanted the vultures. So we were divided there. And obviously, his option ended up being last. Mine ended up
Yeah.
winning. So that was my first Minecraft Live W. The following year, the controversial year because of a certain content creator, 2020's mob vote with the
Oh
Iceologer,
my
Blue Blue,
gosh.
and the Glow Squid. We were on opposite ends of the spectrum again. Very fierce debates there.
For sure.
I was Team Iceologer, Team Chillager, still
I was
am.
Team Glow
He was Team
Squid.
Glow Squid. And it wasn't even because of the influence of a content creator. He just liked the Glow Squid.
Nope. I would sooner die than become a Dream Stan.
For real. Don't go after us, Dream Stands. Don't dox us, please. I'm just a kid making stupid YouTube videos in my basement. He's just a kid playing Sea of Thieves in his basement.
Yo ho
Don't dox
ho.
us. But obviously, it got close at the end. But I'm still convinced, thanks to the influence of a certain content creator, the Glow Squid ended up winning. I think the Iceologer, even the Minecraft devs were surprised that the Iceologer didn't win. Like everyone thought, like it was in the favor of the Iceologer. They announced it was going to be a cave update, and the mountains were coming, and all of it was leading towards the Iceologer winning. But it still ended up being the Glow Squid, which I will say gave us glowing signs. That was pretty nice, but
Yeah.
not my cup of tea. Could have been a use for glowstone. Anyways, 2021 with the Glare Copper Golem and the LA. Obviously, we mentioned before he wanted the Copper Golem. I wanted the LA. That was my second Minecraft Live W. He's at one. I'm at two.
Hey, I'll take it. I'm on the board.
Exactly. And then 2021 with the or 2022 with the mob vote with the Tough Golem, Rascal, and the Sniffer. Both of us voted Sniffer. We got
Yep.
another win on ours. But looking back at it, I think the Rascal probably was the best option. Either of the options would have been better, honestly, because the Sniffer kind of sucks.
True that.
Two new flowers that give you a new way to get dye. Wow,
Gee,
upsetting. And then this year,
revolutionary.
the Armadillo for him and the Crab for me. I think we're tied now, 3-3.
Are we?
We are tied because I have the Mountain the
Huh.
Owlet and the Sniffer. You have the Glow Squid, Sniffer, and the Armadillo. So yeah, we're tied now. So next year's gonna be the tiebreaker.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
But
What
man,
if I
we've
just like pick the same option as you, so we're always tied?
no. If we have different opinions, I think it would be. I think we should go for them. We if we end up like falling under the same opinion, I then yeah, by all means that's great. If we both get another W, that's another W for both of us. But if there's different opinions, then I think we should stick with our opinions.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't pick your option just to be petty like that. Like obviously I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in.
Exactly. I mean, come on, you did that with the Glow Squid and now the Armadillo. We have our arguments
Exactly.
for both sides. You didn't want the Ice Soldier because oh yeah, annoying hostile mob. But I thought it was cool because
I mean, yeah.
I liked Minecraft Dungeons. It was a Minecraft Dungeons mob, and on top of that, it just had a cool concept of like the ice attacks. That's why I voted it. But I get your concerns. It could have been annoying. We don't know because it's not in the game. But do you know what is in the game? The crafter.
Yeah, no.
Auto
Wish
crafting
I
is
wish it wasn't.
auto crafting is coming to Minecraft. That's something I never thought we'd actually see, but auto crafting's coming. And I don't see myself using it. I'm just gonna say that
I don't
now.
see anyone using it really. Like it's so easy to just craft. What do you need redstone for?
Yeah, the only way, like, reason I could see you maybe using it is if you have like want to make it so that you can like craft stuff for other people instantly. As they showed off, it was just like a push of a button if you have it like in there, and then you can make like a iron sword or something. And then like I could see like people like Mumbo Jumbo or other redstone geniuses out there using it for really cool stuff. But personally, as just a traditional Minecraft vanilla player who doesn't really use redstone much, and even you as a
I'm an avid redstone engineer,
avid
but
redstone
nothing
engineer,
crazy.
yeah, both of us could say that. At least I could say I'm not gonna be using the craft that much. It's
Yeah.
not something I see myself using.
Yeah, it could disappear tomorrow and I could honestly care less.
It could just like they could just be like, oh yeah, the crafter's not coming, and I wouldn't bat an eye because like I probably won't even notice it's in the game after it comes out.
Exactly. You think it'll be another bundle situation?
No, I don't think so. I because they said with the features that they showed off today, they'll be coming into snapshots and betas in the next couple weeks. So obviously, this features they have it figured out for Bedrock and touchscreen. That's why the bundle isn't coming because they can't figure out the bundle with touchscreen for some reason.
Why? Like, how is that such a problem?
I don't know, but that's been like the problem with the bundle. That's why it's been having like been delayed and just like who knows if it's even coming. It's in Java and it's fully functional in Java. But when it comes to Bedrock, they don't have it there because of touchscreen controls.
It's always Bedrock, man.
It always is. It's always the mobile players.
It's always them darn iPad kids.
For real. They're the reason we don't get the good stuff.
Yeah, so next time you see an iPad kid, blame them for not having the bundle.
Exactly. Tell them
And then slap them.
you're the reason the bundle doesn't exist.
Exactly. Make them feel bad.
Make them feel like they're the reason that we aren't getting great features in Minecraft.
True.
Even though I don't
This
know.
is why we can't have nice things.
True. Anyways,
So next time you see an iPad kid, tell them to convert to Java.
for real, for real. But then, like, their parents are gonna have to buy them on PC.
That's fine. They already bought him an iPad.
No, that's true. That's true. Anyways, before we go down that rabbit hole, what's another?
Yes.
What's another thing they showed off? It was the what was that mob's name?
The Breeze.
The Breeze. That's what it was called.
I'm excited for that. That's
I
a really.
it's a
I think it's a
new
really neat mechanic.
it's a new hostile mob. Oh wait, okay. Before we talk about the Breeze, the new spawner, the trial spawners.
Yes.
Those I think are kind of cool.
Yeah, those are so sick.
So when like I first saw it, I was like, okay, so this is like gonna be an infinite way to get resources from a certain mob, okay. But no, so how it works is there's like depending on how many people are playing and in the area, this is just kind of what I took away from it. But depending on how many people there are, so let's say there's like one person, it would be a little bit of an easier trial than say if there's four people. There would be less mobs. So it looks like it's like the difficulty of that trial is based upon how many people are playing or how many people are in the area of the trial. So I think that's an interesting concept. They kind of took the like gameplay of Minecraft Dungeons where they made it so like if there's more people playing the game, if there's more mobs that spawn, it's more difficult. But if there's less, then there's less difficulty, but it's still a challenge. I like that. And then there's also like the set amount of mobs before like you get the like the reward for completing the trial.
Yeah, it is definitely a really neat concept. I just
It,
think it's going to be like a terrible exploit for a like they showed in the video diamonds and emeralds for like upon completion of the trial. Like I feel like that's going to be such an exploit for those kinds of like materials, so to
so
speak.
here's kind of my theory with it. I feel like with the like the whole like trial runes or the trial like spawners or whatever, they said that there's a cooldown on it. I'd assume it'd probably be like an
Yes.
hour long cooldown or something. I think that
An
would make
hour?
sense. Maybe like half an hour. I don't think it would only be 10 minutes because that's like one Minecraft day.
Yeah, true.
So I think like an hour would make sense for the trial route or for the like each of the trials. That way you can't just camp around and just wait there, do it again. And I feel like after the first time, like it'll register that you've done the trial, and like after you get your initial like when it gives you like the diamonds and the emeralds or whatever, it'll give you like good material, but it won't give you like the same like high end like rewards as the first time around because you've already done the trial once. It's not gonna be like a way to just easily get diamonds, easily get emeralds. It might give you some emeralds because villager trading and stuff, and like emeralds aren't that valuable because of villager trading. It's pretty easy to get emeralds, so it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
But
So my question is, do you think like after say 10 times, like 10 go arounds with it, do you think it'll just like break?
I don't think
That
so.
way you don't get like infinite anything?
I don't think so, but I think they're gonna make it a way to make it so that you don't just camp around the one spawner. Because
Okay.
obviously, like I said, there's the cooldown, and they said, oh yeah, so that other people can experience it, let's not break the spawner. So obviously you can break the spawner like a normal spawner, but if you want to be able to go back and do the trials again, then you want to keep the spawner. And I think it could be an interesting like way to make farms because we already have like spider farms, skeleton farms, or whatever because of the spawners. So like it's
Right.
another way to make farms that may not be as I guess reliable, but like a way to get like farm strays as like what was showing off in there was the like stray spawner. So I think it can make for some interesting farms, but I don't think it's gonna be like easily exploitable.
Yeah, I kind of hope not because
Yeah,
like yeah, obviously you don't want to have something to be exploitable because that
yeah.
just ruins it for everybody.
I mean, if you're a casual player, I don't think you're gonna be exploiting stuff. It's just the people that are like the big brain redstoners that would find a way to exploit it, and it's like they can play the game their way, but like if it's on like an online server like with friends or something, just hope you don't have any of those people that just go and make it too easy just so they can get infinite emeralds or diamonds or whatever it could possibly be.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
like I said, I think there's gonna be like the whole like after the first time you won't get the diamonds or maybe you won't get as many diamonds after the first time. So it encourages you to still go mining or go search in ancient cities for diamond armor, or trading with villagers or whatever. But I don't think it's gonna be like completely useless after the first time. I still think you'll get the emeralds so you could trade with the villagers. Maybe I'll give you gold so you can like make golden apples or so you can maybe barter with piglins. I don't know. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the breeze.
Yes. Now the breeze, I'm really excited for this because it's a new boss and
Well,
it's like new mechanics too, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if it's considered a boss. I think it would be cool if they like make it a mini boss and it has like maybe the like boss icon, like a white blue boss icon for the breeze. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then
Light blue boss icon.
yeah, like they make it like the light blue, like to signify yeah this is the breeze because
Oh, sure,
like
yeah.
yeah like just different. I just think like in general having like different icon like the boss like bar like being different colors for each like boss would be kind of cool. Like the Ender Dragon's
Hmm.
purple. I think the Wither's also still purple, but like the Raid's like a red. So obviously
Personally, I think the weather should be black, but okay.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, or like something like that, like maybe like a brownish black or something, like the like kind of like a withery kind of black. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like that they could do something to fix that. But I just think having like different like boss bars for each of like I guess the mini bosses or bosses in the game would be kind of cool. Obviously, I don't think they will have a like a boss bar for it because the Elder Guardian doesn't have it, and that's a mini
True.
boss. But if this is a mini boss and not just like a mob or something, that would be kind of cool. And I was actually just talking to someone, like after Minecraft Live or something, about like what if like the breeze is like for a specific like one of the towers that or one of the trio chambers that spawn in a specific biome. So let's say like this one's in like one of the mountain biomes, and then like the mini boss that's there is the breeze. But then what if like you go to a desert, you find one of them, and then it's like a mummy type boss. So like
Ooh.
there's different ones depending on the different regions. I think that would be kind of cool
Yeah, that would be really cool.
because I don't think they're just gonna do one like one new mob for this. I think there's gonna be a couple new mobs. So just like having one specific like as like the mini bosses for each of the trial ruins inside of like different biome like types would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be really neat. Um, and like they with the trial spawners, there were strays, right?
Yes.
So, do you think for a desert one they would do husks?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I think that would only make sense.
Yeah, I
So,
think Husk would make the most sense. They're like mummified zombies.
right.
And then if we do like a water one, if there's like one like underwater or something, maybe it could be like drowns as like kind of the
Ooh.
and then like maybe the barnacle. Oh, I just got a genius idea. Okay, the
Okay,
monster of the
let's hear
ocean
it.
depths. That was a losing mob vote. That was like the first one eliminated in the 2017 mob vote. It's
Oh yeah, that
called
was the squid looking one,
yeah,
right?
the squid looking one. It's
Okay,
called
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but the barnacle is what it was called. What if that one comes back in this update as a mini boss for like a trial chamber? How cool would that be?
That that would be incredible.
And just like the Copper Golem, this would be a good way to maybe bring back some of the past mob vote losers and bring them into the game. Like I with the 2017 ones, they've said, oh yeah, these ones are gonna be gone forever. But they could always go back on that because I don't even remember what it was. I think it was during a Minecraft Now last year or something. They were playing one of the like tower DLC things for like in Minecraft Dungeons when that game was still being supported, still getting updates. And one of the developers, like someone asked, "Will we ever see like the 2017 mobs come back?" And they didn't say no. They said, "If we think it fits the update, then there's a chance." And like ever since like the first mob vote, that's kind of been the mindset. It's like if we think it fits, then yeah, we'll bring it back. But the first mob vote, they're like, no, it's never coming back. So what if they're going back on that and they're gonna bring back those mobs that they feel like they fit the update?
Yeah, knowing Mojang, like they have been known to go back on stuff they have said before, so
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't doubt that would happen.
I think if the barnacle comes, that would be so cool to see. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't vote in that vote, but I think I would have voted for the Barnacle.
I don't think I would have unless I knew it was like an update aquatic because that was like the mob vote for that update. If I would have known it was an updated quack, then yeah, it would have fit the update better, so I probably would have voted it. But like knowing now that there could be a lot of potential for these trial chambers, having like maybe like region specific mini bosses that spawn in like as the mini boss for each of them. Just having that like mindset that there's like so much potential. I'm just like excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, for sure.
And we
Like
haven't even go ahead.
like the sky is honestly the limit with these new trial chambers. Like they never even mentioned in the video like how many different rooms there would be. They did say that there would be like a lot and there are
Yeah.
many more to come. And so like yeah, the sky is honestly the limit. Like I'm excited for these.
Yeah, and they said like they're gonna have more features announced as they go on. So like
Right.
it's a similar situation for 1.20 where they announce a couple handful of features, and then as they progress with updates or like with the snapshot process, they bring more. Like they brought smithing or the like smithing trims for customizable armor. They brought that in one, and then like the mob heads like on note blocks make sounds now. I completely forgot about that till now. And then like the
Oh
cherry
yeah.
grove and then archaeology, those were all like features that they announced later on. And don't get me wrong, it's a fine way to do it. I just wish that they better balance between like showing off features and then like announcing more later on. Because like the last couple Minecraft lives have shown off very little features, so it's not as hype. But
Right.
I think this update could have potential, and I think it's funny. We were gonna talk about the breeze, but we never talked about it. We got
We never
sidetracked
talked about
with like region specific mobs. I just think that idea is a great idea. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think I just came up with a
yeah.
great idea of Minecraft. If you're listening to this, add region specific mini bosses to the chamber trials.
Oh yeah. Hit us up. We got ideas. We're full of them.
We are.
Anyways, let's talk about the breeze.
Yeah, let's talk about the breeze. I think
Yeah.
I think the
Sorry, go
idea
ahead.
of it being like kind of a playful, hostile mob is kind of cool. It's an interesting concept because
Yeah.
what they said was it's a mob that like won't go for you, but it's also hostile. And like the attack that it get or that it does is like the wind attack. If it hits stuff, it doesn't damage people, but it like pushes you back. But like if it hits you, it also like does damage, and also like like affects the room around you. Like if there's like trapdoors or something, or like open up trapdoors or like doors or something, activate redstone. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I just
Like,
think
and
like
then
you can go.
yeah, and then that redstone aspect. Like, I'm worried there's gonna be like dispensers around the room that'll like shoot fire
Ooh,
charges or something. Like, that's what I'm most afraid of when it comes to fighting the breeze.
there's just so much potential. I think for like just the battles that you can have in these.
Yeah, 100%. It's like
I I'm
the
excited to see
sky.
what
Like I
they.
said, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see what they have coming. I don't know how much health this mob has either, so that's gonna be interesting to see. I hope it has like
Yeah,
more health than your traditional mob does, because I think it could be a very interesting mini boss type mob.
yeah, for sure.
And like we also saw that like even in the room when you're fighting the breeze, there's also other hostile mobs you have to worry about as well. So it's not just gonna be an easy, oh yeah, you could just go for the breeze. You also have to worry about other hostile mobs that are attacking you as well while you're fighting the breeze. So that's kind of cool. That
Yeah, the loot pool from that battle should be insane.
yeah. And so like it's a nice risk reward. You could either like risk going for the breeze and trying to end off like the whole trial and like get it done with, get the reward right away, or you can like kind of take it one step at a time to defeat some hostile mobs, focus on it, defeat some more hostile mobs that are in your way, and then attack it and then defeat it. There's many ways you can go around beating the trial, I think.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Did you remember like what kind of mobs were in that boss battle
I remember
besides the
seeing
breeze, of course?
I remember seeing like slimes and zombies, if I remember correctly. Obviously,
Yeah,
it could always change,
yeah, those slimes are gonna be so annoying.
right? But like, I think for like the breeze, if we're doing like we're gonna kind of go back to the regional like chamber types for a second. I think like with the breeze, I think if they maybe had strays or something like those like could show up, that would be kind of annoying, I think, but like it could be a nice challenge. It'd fit with the theme of
Yeah,
like the like sky or whatever. And no, I'm not
yeah,
gonna
that
say
would be
the
neat.
Phantom. The Phantom sucks. Keep that out of the trial chambers, please.
Please
I don't want the Phantom
keep it out of
anywhere.
Minecraft,
Yeah,
please.
just get rid of the Phantom in this update. 1.21, the update that removes the Phantom. Make it happen, please.
Yeah, that would automatically be in like my top three updates.
But like, I think it'd be cool as well if they made like, what if they made like slime that are like elemental slimes,
Oh,
kind
like
of like Tears of the or like Breath of the Wild,
yeah,
like the Choo Choos.
yeah,
That would be kind of
that would
cool.
be really neat.
Like give
Like a fire
this,
slime.
yeah, like a
Oh wait,
fire,
that's a magma cube. What am I talking about?
like a fire slime, maybe like a slime that can like go after you in water or something, like that's adapted to water. Because we all know
Yeah,
slimes as like mobs that can't go in water or else they die. But what if there's a
right,
slime that like in these trial chambers you can find that are adapted to the water?
right. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting if they like took the idea of like making mob variations, like the zombie with the husk and the drowns, and then like the
Yes,
strays with the skeletons.
mob variations are a must, in my opinion.
Because like sure they can make new mobs and like all nice and dandy, but I think if they also make like variations of existing mobs, it would make the world feel more lived in, and it's not just you're seeing the same mobs over and over again. You have different variations of those mods or mobs, and
Yeah, I
just
feel like that could add a new sense of realism to the game.
either that or just like a new sense of fantasy. Because like
That too.
I feel like people, if they add too many variations, people will feel like, oh yeah, Minecraft's just becoming modded. But like we said the same thing about the Nether update, but now we look back at it like, how did we live in this kind of Nether with just Netherrack and maybe bits of soul sand, and that's it before the Nether update. The Nether update,
Yeah.
everyone said it looked modded, but now we look back at it and it's like, wow, the Nether was
Thank God this is vanilla.
barren. Exactly. So I think like if they did like different variants of mobs, it might take some time for people to get used to, but I think it'd be I think people would accept it as like, yeah, this makes the game feel more alive. This makes the game feel more fantasy. I just like hope if they
Yeah.
go with that idea, it would be a more like they wouldn't take it too far and add too many variations. They could do like
Yeah.
little bits at a time.
You know what I would like to see? This isn't
What?
really like relevant to the conversation, but I would like to see more parrots. Like while we're on the topic of variation.
Yeah,
Anyways,
like different colored parrots or what?
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. Like, there's only like what 5 versions. They could
Yeah,
easily make retextured parrots and add them to the to the bunches of parrots that they have already. I mean, we already have like
right.
2,000 types of tropical fish. I don't think there. I
Right.
don't think a
And
few more.
5 parrots, like come on.
I don't think a couple more parrot variations would be a big deal or
Right.
too much for them to do. What was I
Right.
gonna say though? There was something I was gonna say. Um, shoot, I had an idea, and then we got sidetracked. But
Darn
yeah,
it.
I'm excited for this. For like just based on what we saw, I think this update could have potential. But I do have a
Yeah.
few predictions of what we could maybe see in the update.
Care to share them?
So they did say that this update will focus on combat adventures and tinkering, right?
Right.
So if we go back a few years, 2020 I think was the last one. There was like combat test snapshots that they did for Java where they were updating the combat, getting feedback or whatever. and then like they
Okay.
were eventually planning on like doing the kind of the same thing with Bedrock, and they're trying to make it so that the combat is the same between both versions. But like after the last combat update, they've been kind of skeptical about doing it because people didn't react so well with the whole new combat system with 1.9, and people are like, "Yeah, I'm not updating Minecraft because I hate this combat system." So what if that this is
Right.
the update that they bring the combat, like the new combat system, and they work with the community to make it the best it can be?
Ooh.
I think this update would be like the perfect update to bring like the new combat system because it's already focusing on like combat adventures. So like if you're doing the adventure part, you might as well also fix the combat system to make it better for the Java players, but also make it the same for the Bedrock players and just make it so that there's parity between the two versions. Because I can't tell you
Yeah,
how
for
many
sure.
times I'll be playing Java and like I forget that I can't spam click or else my weapons don't do as much damage. And then I'll go to Bedrock and then forget there's not a cooldown with weapons.
Right.
So it's like so different gameplay between the two versions. And it would just be kind of nice
Yeah.
if they brought parity between them and made it like the combat system kind of the best like the best of both types and make it so that it's like the same between the two versions. I think 1.21 could be a combat update
I would not complain because the
because
combat system is kind of due for a new
mhm,
like revamp, I guess.
it's been over 10 updates since they updated it last, and that was a very
Yeah.
controversial update. It added the elytras, but people forget that the elytras in that update and instead just complain about the combat. I think if they do a combat update right, then people will be like, okay, yeah, this is a good update. It has good combat. It has fun combat. I just hope that if they do update the combat, that they do it right because like the combat update, like the snapshots, I've played them a little bit and I like how they play. It's been a while since I've played them, but I remember that they were pretty well like done, and I would like to see them expand on that. And then like
Yeah.
on top of it being like a combat update, I think we could see some more redstone type stuff.
Yeah. More redstone. Yippee.
Like I said, I think the copper golem could be an easy contender to be in the update with the tinkering part. It fits well with the tinkering, I guess, mindset. So I think the copper golem could fit into this update. Um, there's just so much that they could do. I'm not a huge redstoner myself, so I don't have any like specific ideas of what I would expect to see. What about you as a average redstoner, as you say? Do you have any like
Um.
specific things you want to see in the update if they do update redstone?
Hmm. I would like to see like you know how slime and honey blocks like don't stick to each other, right?
Uh-huh.
But they do stick to other blocks.
Yeah.
I would kind of like to see like a block where you can just stick it to one block but not bordering blocks.
Hmm.
Because whenever I'm building stuff with a slime block or a honey block, and then I like move it via redstone pistons and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then like it takes the entire building with it. Like I would just like to see like selective like sticking, I guess,
Yeah,
if
so
that makes sense.
I think what they could do with that is they could make like a block that's like not sticky at all. It's like a transparent block where it's not sticky at all, but like
It's only
you
sticky on one surface.
yeah. And then like if you use like okay, let's say there's like I'm trying to think here. Let's say you have like a slime ball or like a honey bottle or something. You could craft this block and then on the surface that you want it to stick, you can like click that surface with a honey block or with a slime ball, whichever one they want to do. And that
Now,
surface is the only like it has like an indicator that you could place it. Like maybe it's a different color. Maybe it's like it has like the sticky piston texture on there where it like shows you that it is a sticky piston, and it's that one side that is like able to stick with other things, but everything else acts like normal blocks where it doesn't stick.
well, you say like when you said slime block and honey bottle, like that made me think. Like, why can't you just apply or a slime ball or a honey bottle to a block? Like, as a layer of glue almost.
Yeah, that'd be cool as well.
Like, I think that's just a better idea rather than my initial thought of a new block all in all.
Yeah, but I don't know if
Like,
they
that's just a new mechanic I'd like to see.
yeah, I don't know if they would want to like go in and add that for every block though. 'Cause that'd be a lot of like adding, and well, we've seen with the last couple updates, they haven't really wanted to add too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think if they do like a specific block you can use, and then like you can like interact with certain sides of that block and make it so that like only one side or maybe like three sides, let's say like the top and then like the front and the right side, those like are affected and everything else isn't.
Yeah.
I think that could work. That would be a cool feature to see. I could see a lot of like redstone uses like a lot. I think like it could change redstone as a whole if that was like that
Yeah, it could
kind of
make
block
like
was used.
yeah, it could make those mechanisms a lot more like sleek slash like I don't know, I feel like it would make those mechanisms run so much smoother.
Yeah. So you don't have to, take into account all six sides of a block. You only have to take into account the sides that you want to use. I
Yeah, right
just
on.
I think that's a really good idea. But
Thank you.
what else was I gonna say though? With the back to the combat update again, I think that they could add
Yes.
like more, maybe like more blocks are kind of like interactable through combat. Because if we take the most recent snapshot into account, or even like the more recent changes that they've been doing for 1.20, they added the feature where if you like, you can put items in like up to a stack of a certain item into like the clay pots. They added that feature, and then like if you shoot that block, or if you shoot like the pot, then it would break and all the items would fall out of it. So what if
That
there's
would be
more like
cool.
interactivity with that? Where like, let's say you hit a certain block or something, and then it like opens up a door or whatever. Just more interaction with
Like the
like
target block?
yeah, like the target block, but like maybe with like melee combat or just whatever. I think that would be interesting.
You know what I would like to see?
What?
I would like to see a mechanic where you can like place a sword in a stone.
Oh,
Like I know that's really specific,
but like it would be like a
but I
great
think
way
that'd
to
be really
like
neat.
yeah, it would be like a good way to just be able to display like your weapons or something. It'd be a
Yeah, I'd like
sick
to
way
see
to do so.
more like I'd like to see more ways to display things rather than just item frames and armor
Yeah,
stands.
I definitely agree. But in terms of other ideas for I have for this update, we kind of talked about, I think the copper golem could come back. The barnacle would be cool to see, and like specific, like biome specific trial chambers. If that was like a mini boss, I could see that happening. The
Yes.
region specific trial chambers as a whole would be a cool thing to see. And then the revamped combat system make it the same between all the versions. Now, enchantments would be an interesting thing to see them kind of rework how they're done. Because what they've been doing recently is they've been making it so that you can get mending from every type of villager or every type of like armorer anymore or librarian. And there's like biome specific like enchantments for villagers now. So you had to like get villagers from different biomes in order to get certain enchantments.
Right.
So that's like treasure enchantments like Frostwalker or Mending. You want to go out and try to search for those books rather than just spamming a villager till it gets the right book that you want. And
Right.
I think it'd be kind of cool if they added more enchantments that like are treasure enchantments where you want to go and search out for those certain enchantments and you can't get them elsewhere. You can only get them through certain ways. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
I just want
Like
them. Go ahead.
and they like insanely powerful enchantments, so not only are they like, insanely powerful, but they're also like a flex, so to speak.
Exactly. What if there's like different like enchantment glints for different types of enchantments. Like let's say if you
Oh,
have
that would be really cool.
let's say if you have like fire protection or something, your armor like glows like an orangish kind of color. Just like being able to specify which enchantment is what. Because like right now, if you're looking through the enchantment books in like the creative menu, it's like where's the one I want? You have to like go in and you have to go like search through all of them just to be able to find the one you want. So just being
Right.
able to like see which ones are what, just like even just like minor differences between the glint that they give off would be very nice. But now my question would be, how would that work if you have multiple enchantments on that same tool or armor piece? Would it just like kind of combine them all together, or would it like just flash between all the different colors?
I feel like it would just be on like a color cycle. So 1 second it flashes red, and then 1 second it flashes purple, and then 1 second it flashes green.
I think that would be
Like,
honestly kind of cool because like it'd be a way to like show off your um kind of specific treasure enchantments, like a way to kind of flex your treasure enchantments that you have. But it's also a way for people to know what kind of enchantments you have so that they can prepare if in a combat situation what they should use in order to um I guess have an even playing ground with you.
yeah, and not to mention, like, just purple is a little bit boring.
Yeah, we've seen just purple for 15 years.
Exactly.
I think we're due for an enchantment like just overhaul as a whole. Like I want to see kind of that version of the game as well in this update because like they're going over combat. Like they said combat adventures, but I think combat as a whole is going to get revamped. And what's part of combat? Enchantments. So I think the enchantment system as a whole could get a whole revamp as well. I would be so like fine with that if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would be surprised if. I would be slightly surprised, not like shocked or anything, but I would be slightly surprised if they didn't do something about enchantments.
Yeah, I mean they've been updating enchantments with like villagers and stuff and how like they spawn. So like I think they're doing something with enchantments right now. So if enchantments are in the update, then you heard it here first, folks. We call it enchantment overhauls here on this podcast episode that you're watching right now.
Yep. Mark your history books, folks.
But
Mojang, if you're watching this, hit
take
me
our
up.
ideas. Hit me up. I'm
Yes.
full of them. I have a full document of ideas I wrote back in 2021, full of Minecraft updates that I think would be cool to see. I think it was before 1.20, maybe it was 1.19. But I made a whole document of ideas that I was gonna make a video on Chris MC about each of the ideas that I had. Never made that. And I have a full document of ideas. If you really want ideas, Mojang, I have them.
Yeah. He's a he's a scholar,
Yes, sir.
so to speak.
Back in my Minecraft days, I was fully invested.
Back in my day.
But
Look at us, two veterans,
true, we've been
reminiscing
here
about the good old days.
before Minecraft became way
An
different than
over
it was
updated game.
before. Before it
Might
became
be a hot take, but I think Minecraft has gotten too many updates.
I will say I like the updates, but it doesn't feel the same as it does before.
No.
We're like Minecraft has been in like that new era since 1.13 when the game died and like after 1.9, 1.10, whatever, it was revived with 1.13, 1.14, and that's when the like
I think
new
it was
era.
revived by PewDiePie.
Yeah, that was like 1.14, and
Okay.
like just ever since like the overhauled like the Minecraft updates that focus on overhauling certain aspects of the game, it's been like a new era for the game.
Yeah.
So like I think comparing older Minecraft to the newer era of Minecraft is kind of like I don't know, comparing potatoes and tomatoes. I don't know what I was going at for that, but it's like it's kind of like looking at two different games.
Yeah, it really is.
Because like Minecraft used to be so simple, and it's still simple, but like it feels way different than the Minecraft that we grew up with. There's like a new
Yeah, it's
generation
like
of people.
simple, but not.
There's like a whole jet like there's like a new generation of people and I started playing Minecraft, maybe like 1.14 or something. There's like the new generation of people that this is the Minecraft they're growing up with. They'd never like knew of a time before swimming was a thing in Minecraft, or before colored beds, or before villagers and pillagers being revamped. They don't know that Minecraft. They only know like the Nether having a bunch of biomes. So like I guess in a way you could say the Minecraft community has kind of like been split between like the OGs and the new
And the new
generation.
era.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's
that's
just something we've had to like come to accept is like Minecraft is growing whether we like it or not. And
right.
I will
And gotta make
say,
room for the new.
yeah, gotta make room for the new, I guess, era of Minecraft. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed most of what we've gotten in the new like era for the game, but there's some times where I like going back and just experiencing the good old days.
Right.
But
Like, yeah, pretty much hit net. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Pretty much hit the nail on the head there.
I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else we need to talk about. Is there anything else you want to bring up?
I don't have anything off the top of my head.
I will say though that great musical note at the end of that one singer, I don't even remember his name. It was Alex something. That didn't feel like a Minecraft parody. Why did they say that was a Minecraft parody? They said, "Oh yeah, this is a singer making a Minecraft parody of his own song," but half of the song sounded like the normal song. Why was that in the show? Why was the show only 50 minutes long? Why was it so short, and why was there so much marketplace promotion? We don't care about marketplace promotion here.
True that. Honestly,
And
like, I feel like Mojang is slowly becoming a corrupt, money-hungry
I mean,
company.
they are owned by Microsoft, so there's only so much that the
Yeah,
developers can do. It's always up to the higher ups what's showing off during these shows. It's not like the developers get to decide everything that's showing off, because I'm sure if the developers were like in charge of the show, it would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna showcase the update. We're gonna like give news for Minecraft Legends, show off maybe a new game, show off the Minecraft movie. Where is that?
true.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for my Minecraft
We
update.
have been waiting patiently.
Minecraft movie. Just saying. But we could go down that rabbit hole another time. I think that's
Sure.
it for this episode. Um, Thank you so much for listening, watching, whatever it is that you're doing with this podcast. Thanks for supporting it. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're one of those people that are audio listeners over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, if I'm even on there yet, and go follow those platforms if you haven't yet. But with that being said, thanks again to Tanner for joining me on this episode. It was nice
Not
being
a
able to rant
problem.
about Minecraft with you for about an hour. I've
It was
missed
nice being able to agree with you.
it was nice to finally talk about Minecraft like on like a video kind of form for the first time in over like 2 years, because it's almost been 2 years since I've made a Minecraft video. So just being able to talk about the game again, like the game that we both grew up with, and just talking about it for an extended period of time, and just talk about what we want to see, just I guess like reacting to what we saw, it was kind of nice.
Yeah, for sure.
But with that being said, thank you again for tuning in. I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, ChrisTendo, signing off. I'll see you guys on the next episode.